Coronation Street viewers were far from relieved when Theo Silverton and Todd Grimshaw decided to end their relationship, even though many had been hoping for months that the toxic romance would finally come to a close. Those who regularly watch the ITV soap know that the dynamic between the builder and the undertaker has been extremely turbulent, with Todd enduring Theo's abuse, both emotional and physical, along with his controlling behavior, which recently extended to managing Todd's finances. The relationship almost ended earlier in January after Billy Mayhew uncovered the full truth about what his close friend and former partner had been experiencing. Billy attempted to help Todd escape from Theo, but the plan collapsed dramatically when they were preparing to return to Weatherfield from Debbie Webster and Ronnie Bailey's wedding in Yorkshire on a minibus. Theo unexpectedly turned up, creating a tense and uncomfortable journey for everyone involved. During the trip, the minibus became caught in a devastating multi-vehicle crash that formed part of the dramatic crossover between Coronation Street and Emmerdale, an event fans referred to as Corriedale. Most of the passengers managed to get out safely, but Billy became trapped. At first, it seemed Theo might help, yet he cruelly clipped Billy back into his seatbelt and abandoned him inside the vehicle as it burst into flames. Although Theo later appeared remorseful during Billy's funeral, he attempted to manipulate the situation by suggesting Todd was partly responsible for Billy's death. Since that tragic loss, Theo has continued to make Todd's life increasingly difficult while Todd struggles with his grief. Earlier this week, the storyline focused on Theo's birthday, with Todd clearly anxious about making the day special for his partner. However, the celebration quickly fell apart when Theo started an argument and appeared unimpressed by the gifts Todd had bought, despite Todd having had no access to his own money for months. Theo's frustration intensified later that evening when Todd arrived late for their birthday meal at the bistro. To make matters worse, Theo began ordering the most expensive dishes on the menu and even invited Gary Windass and Maria Connor to join them for dinner. The evening turned even more awkward when Todd's card was declined, forcing Theo to pay for the meal himself. When they returned to the flat, Todd suggested having coffee instead of continuing to drink wine. Theo reacted aggressively, throwing items used to prepare the drink in Todd's direction and smashing mugs around the room. The situation escalated further when Todd tried to calm him down, and Theo grabbed a knife, appearing ready to attack his partner. In Wednesday's episode, viewers saw the tense aftermath of that confrontation. Todd, clearly frustrated, struggled to get his blender working and eventually hurled it across the room just as Gary Windass let himself into the flat. After Gary spoke with him, Theo eventually returned home so he and Todd could talk about what had happened. Todd apologized for the situation and asked Theo if he felt sorry for his behavior as well. Theo briefly admitted that he did, prompting Todd to explain that their relationship could not continue with the endless cycle of arguments, forgiveness, and repeated conflict. Surprisingly, Theo was the one who suggested they should end things, telling Todd that he would eventually move on and that their relationship was finished. After offering an apology, Theo said goodbye before leaving the flat. However, many Coronation Street fans are convinced the split will not last and suspect the breakup is simply another tactic from Theo to manipulate Todd. Some viewers believe Theo expects Todd to chase after him and reconcile. Others think his controlling personality makes it unlikely he would willingly walk away. Several fans shared the opinion that the situation may actually be another psychological game designed to pull Todd back into the relationship. A number of viewers also fear that Theo could continue harassing Todd even after the breakup, with some predicting that the storyline may only end when something serious eventually happens. Coronation Street is preparing to air a heartbreaking new twist in Bernie Winter-Allahan's storyline involving her stalker Mal Roper, with upcoming episodes revealing that he will attempt to blackmail her into sleeping with him. Fans of the ITV soap are aware that Mal has developed an unhealthy fixation on Bernie after the pair spent an evening drinking and taking drugs together at Chariot Square Hotel earlier this year, even though Bernie is married to Dev. Mal first arrived on the cobbles to confront Roy Cropper, believing Roy had been having an affair with his wife Alice. Roy quickly reassured him that their connection was purely friendly and explained that Alice had never even mentioned having a husband. Feeling upset and confused, Mal later tried to drown his sorrows at the bar where he crossed paths with Bernie, who was also struggling with grief. After that encounter, Mal chose to remain in Weatherfield so he could stay close to her, but the situation soon spiraled when Kit Green violently attacked him while trying to defend his mother. In upcoming scenes, Mal will reportedly exploit what happened in order to manipulate Bernie, pushing her into a situation where she feels forced to be intimate with him. Reports claim the villain will go to disturbing extremes to get what he wants. The plot will echo a past storyline from the soap when Anna was blackmailed by Pat Phelan years ago. Mal is expected to threaten that he will expose Kit as the person responsible for the attack that left him in a coma unless Bernie agrees to sleep with him. Bernie will be horrified by the cruel nature of Mal's demands, but she will also feel torn because her son's actions are tied to the situation. This pressure arrives during an incredibly painful period in Bernie's life, as she is still coping with the heartbreaking loss of her son, Paul Foreman, who died after battling motor neurone disease, as well as the recent death of her son-in-law, Billy Mayhew. Coronation Street has revealed a disturbing new moment involving Megan Walsh in an early-released ITVX episode, where her behavior becomes even more alarming. In the latest installment of the ITV soap, Megan openly admits that she has been manipulating teenager Will Driscoll while also threatening Sam Blakeman in an attempt to keep him silent. Viewers have been watching a troubling storyline unfold in which Will has been drawn into an inappropriate relationship with his athletics coach, Megan. After realizing that Will and Megan's connection is far more than a simple coach and student friendship, Sam becomes determined to expose the truth about what is happening. In response, Megan issues a chilling warning during the tense confrontation. During the episode, which is already available to stream on ITVX, Megan approaches Sam to speak with him, but the situation quickly turns hostile when he boldly tells her he is not scared of her. Sam insists that he intends to reveal everything that has happened and threatens to tell the truth to everyone that very night. For a brief moment, Megan appears surprised, but she soon reacts by shockingly admitting that she has indeed been grooming Will. Speaking in a mocking tone, she confirms that the accusations are true, but warns Sam that nobody will believe a word he says if he speaks out. She then brazenly reveals that she and Will have been sleeping together, laughing off the idea that anyone would take Sam seriously if he reported it. Megan continues her intimidation by claiming she will turn the situation against Sam and portray him as someone obsessed with her. She threatens to accuse him of being a peeping Tom who secretly installed a camera in her living room, pointing out that the device is covered in his fingerprints. Megan also admits that she staged a moment where she pretended to gently reject Will, but hints that the two were still intimate afterward in her bedroom. Throughout the confrontation, Sam remains silent while Megan taunts him with cruel remarks and mockingly refers to him as Peeping Sam. Before leaving, she delivers one final chilling threat, warning that if he tries to challenge her, she will ruin his life. Her shocking confession stands out because she no longer appears concerned about hiding the disturbing reality of her behavior. Despite her confidence, upcoming episodes suggest that her actions may soon be uncovered. Spoilers indicate that Leanne Battersby will begin to suspect Megan could be responsible for Sam's recent unusual behavior. Leanne later shares her concerns with Eva Price and Ben Driscoll, and the group starts looking for proof that could finally bring Megan to justice. Coronation Street continues to air on weeknights at 8:30 p.m. on ITV1 and is also available for streaming on ITVX and YouTube.